Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, aka the Big D of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, with a review which I'm going to make especially since this week's theme on the Horror Enthusiast 101 group on Facebook, which I'm a part of, their topic is scary or creepy children in scary movies. Well, I thought I'd find just the flick to review. It's one I have seen numerous times, including just more recently on Prime. That movie is none other than Stephen King's Children of the Corn from 1984. Yeah, this year is the film's 35th anniversary. The film was originally released by New World. Well, I'm sure it didn't catch on well everybody in the box office, which is understandable. But this, however, became one suspenseful flick. Films based on a short story that came out in the late 70s by Stephen King himself, and is about this couple, Bert and Vicky. Bert is played by Peter Horton, and Vicky's played by Linda Hamilton, whom that same year would appear in the original Terminator, in the role of Sarah Connor, and of course she'll be returning as that character in Terminator Dark Fate. But enough about that. Back to this movie. Now, I will say this movie is suspenseful, and for horror fanatics, it has a little bit of blood, but not a whole lot. It's not quite too gory and what have you. I mean, considering this was early in the 80s, and, well, I don't have to remind y'all that the MPAA was against gory stuff in movies and what have you. Still, I did enjoy Children of the Corn for certain reasons. I think it's probably one of my main favorite religious-themed horror movies. As if you probably already knew that, since I used that in my recent Thrill Me Thursdays contribution. Anyway, it took place a few years back in a small town in Nebraska called Gatlin. And well, this young boy who was the only one in church one day, his name was Job, or Joby, as his sister Sarah calls him. Well, she was home with a real terrible fever, and when Joby and his dad were visiting Hanson's Cafe after church, soon sees, well, some other kids who are actually part of the Children of the Corn, where they're with Isaac, who actually was a preacher, and some of those kids thought he had a real spirit, worshipping the corn god. But apparently, those kids start causing real trouble, poisoning the customers' coffee and sling throats, all sorts of stuff. And soon years later, Bert and Vicky are driving down a long road, and they soon meet gas station attendant played by R.G. Armstrong, who of course was in the car and later on the original Predator. Anywho, tells them that Gatlin has nothing, not even a phone, but something goes wrong, and soon they really get in some real trouble. Bert and Vicky do. They soon get lost in a big maze of corn, and after they had found the body of one of the kids who went against, Isaac's, talk and what have you, Joseph was killed, and soon they made it to Gatlin, despite the old man told them to go to Hemingford. But they soon meet Sarah after they managed to try and catch up with some of those kids and failed too, but oh well. Anyway, they soon find Sarah in her old home, where she's listening to records and drawing stuff, even though despite those and playing games and what have you were forbidden. And Isaac claims that Sarah had the gift of sight, picturing that Bert and Vicky would come together. And soon Bert goes out to look for some more evidence, and soon Malachi, another one of Isaac's children, who was played by Courtney Gaines, who the previous year appeared in the underrated teen flick Hard Bodies, and John Franklin, who would go on to play Cousin It in the Addams Family theatrical features, played Isaac. Well, anyway, I forgot the names of the two kids who played Joby and Sarah, but I absolutely loved their performances. The cast was pretty good, actually, but still, I'm just gonna say I think this kind of got more suspenseful later on, and well, they get Vicky, and well, so he goes after him, and soon makes it into a church where one of those kids, one named Amos, is preparing to become the corn god's latest sacrifice. And apparently, well, Malachi gets really tore up at Isaac, and the kids believes in him now, not Isaac. And so they put him up on a big kind of a cross thing with corn on it, where Vicky was, and now he's now gonna be, well, what claims to be he who walks behind the rows of the corn, latest other victim once Amos is taken. And it happens. But now, then Bert manages to confront Malachi and knock him out. And then soon Isaac returns in a real spooky form and in a pretty dark voice. It kind of creeps me out a little bit, but I like it though. I'm sorry, when I was just having some fun. But anyway, he kills Malachi, breaks his neck, what have you. Now I'm going to get to the end of the movie. I'm going to give you 5 sentences of this vid if you have not seen this. Here we go. Okay, now the ending to the movie, I'm going to say, was pretty intense. They managed to try to figure out what they needed to do to defeat the corn god, and mentioned something about the lake of fire, to create a big fire to destroy it. And that's what they do. They use gas to create like so much around the cornfield and destroy it. Well, with Joby kind of tag along, much despite Bert want to do this alone, but Joby came, and they soon finally got a piece of his vest off and puts it into an old ball, lay up, but threw it in a different way. But Joby had to rush and get it, and then told him to draw Bert to draw it right. Once it had already been lit and drawn, and then kaboom! And then soon they believe that the corn god is dead. In the end, they managed to get back to the car, which had been destroyed by the children. And well, they decided to try and walk for Hemmingford. One of the kids was still alive. Well, Bert manages to knock him out. And well, this is one of my favorite lines. Like, she's out cold. What do we do now? And Vicky's like, send her a get well card from Seattle. Let's get the hell out of here. And we get the end, and that's that. Children of the Corn isn't too bad of a flick. It had gone to spell out many sequels as well as a remake, which I've seen a little bit of, but I didn't think it was good though. But anyway, I much rather watch the original. What did you think of the original Children of the Corn? Tell me what you thought about in the comments section, please. Like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D, and one more notification. Check me out on Horror Enthusiast 101 on Facebook. You can also check out the Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews group page, in case you might have missed some stuff reviews and stuff I mentioned. I got some stuff up, not all of it, but some. Or see them again if you like. Okay, I'm really gonna go this time. This is the Big D saying, see ya.